Hi everyone, so some of you guys might remember that last Christmas I had reviewed the Pumpkin and Poppy Cosmetics Christmas in Gotham collection. Absolutely loved all the pieces in it, particularly the Organic Vanilla First Ever Moisturizing Lip Gloss in Miss Kitty. This is actually now called Snow White, but she has a new collection out for Valentine's Day, and it's basically supposed to be based on Marilyn Monroe, and it has a red blush, which is a dupe of Exhibit A. This nice light pink, which is actually a pretty nice dupe of MAC's Eyescape. And this beautiful highlighter that is themed after Marilyn Monroe. No other company has actually done a Marilyn Monroe themed highlight. Oh, here it is. This one, Little Rock. And it's very similar or close in color to MAC's Silver Dusk, which is a product I've really loved. The finish on this one is much more loose and sparkly. This one is much more concentrated and glowy. So Little Rock is just beautiful. Also, the eyeshadow, Awful Nice, is a nice kind of mid-tone hot pink, and it's kind of a duplicate of MAC's Stars and Rockets and Urban Decay's Woodstock. It's just this sort of kind of mid-tone, almost duochrome medium pink with a silver sparkle. It's really pretty. So these are the items I'm going to be using in today's look to complete it. I think this is a wonderful collection. I'm going to have a blog post review of these beautiful pieces. I have some other Pumpkin Poppy Cosmetics items, and I'm going to be reviewing those soon as well and doing tutorials on them as well. These are super amazing pigments. Once again, her lip glosses are some of my favorite lip gloss products, and it's an all vegan company. Her Art Fire link is going to be in my bottom bar, and as soon as I get the blog post up, I'll link that as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the tutorial. So to get started on the look, I'm going to take an eye primer. This is the e.l.f. Studio Eye Primer. It's about $3 or so. So I'm just going to start neutralizing my lid. I'm going to pat that all over. Basically, the purpose of taking this product is that it is a little bit creamier than what I usually take. The Urban Decay Primer Potion is a little bit more dry. So I want to take this one, just because it's smooth, and blend that all over the lid and up to the brow bone. So I have nice neutral color from lash line to brow bone. So to get started on the actual coloring of the look, we're going to take Pumpkin Poppy Cosmetics Awful Nice. This is the new Valentine's collection, themed after Marilyn Monroe. So this will be available till March 1st. I'm going to take this mid-tone pink with silver sparkle, and we're taking this on the Volume Tool 781. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of this pigment. I'm going to lightly tap the brush back into the jar. So from there, I'm just going to start putting this in the outer corner of my eye. And I'm just going to be patting it in. This color is basically supposed to mimic Marilyn Monroe's dress, that hot pink one. Smooth around and pull it in a little further than you would a traditional sort of outer V cat eye shape, just to get the color a little bit more concentrated. If you like hot pinks, this one's one to check out because hot pinks usually contain carmine, which is a non-vegan ingredient, and this one is of course all vegan. I'm going to be taking something from one of her other lines. This was from her Christmas in Gotham line, which is themed after Batman Returns, and this is in Dark Side. If you missed out on this collection, you can just take a black with some shimmer in it. What this color is a black with gold glitter. I'm picking this up on the exact same brush I used already and just going through the same motion. So I'm just going to tap that into the brush, and we're going to start in the very outer V, doing a more literal outer V, kind of pulling it down onto the lash line. And slightly smudging it up into the crease. And once you have the color laid down in the crease, be sure not to bring it in too harsh. You could start by coloring the actual outer socket again. And then just before you make the crease way too harsh, just take your blender brush. This is the Delium Tools 785, and I'm going to start diffusing that color out into the crease a little bit. That way it takes on like a slightly more, either a really rich pink or a very medium purple. So it's not too harsh, so it's still really kind of pretty and goes with the whole Marilyn collection. I'm going to be taking one of my favorite colors from Pumpkin and Poppy Cosmetics. Once again, this was an original release with the Christmas in Gotham collection. This is actually a permanent color now because it was so well received. So you shouldn't have any trouble getting this one online. If you want to visit her art file, of course I'll have a link in the bottom bar. And we're just going to take some of this pretty white color, and I'm taking the Delium Tools 769. It's just sort of a funny tipped angled brush. You could either use it to just sort of barely highlight or just kind of go over the transition shade. It's kind of like a eraser, angled eraser brush in a unique shape. So I'm just going to start in the arch of the brow bone, just to get the majority of the highlight there. And I'm just going to blend it backwards. And then for the inner tear duct, I'm going to do the same thing, pointing the tip of the brush towards the eye, like so. And then you could just take the actual flat part of the brush and then stamp it onto the eyelid and pull it in. So I have way too much pigment going on here. Just gonna blend it out a little bit with my finger and then pull it in. And anytime you just go too low with your pigment, I recommend probably putting these on without your foundation on. If you want to know how to do that, I'll link my Luminous skincare routine in the bottom bar. It shows me going around the eye makeup. Now I did purchase a Lit Cosmetic Glitter kit myself, and I already have a blog post review of this particular color. So it's Barbie Shops. If you haven't checked out my blog post, I'll link it in the bottom bar. And Barbie Shops is basically a clear glitter with rainbow pastel pieces in it. It is a shimmer finish, which is sort of one of their, I guess, more sparse finishes, if that makes any sense. So I hope you can see this jar. If not, there'll be a blog post if you want to see close-up photos. This one is actually really hard to photograph. It's really hard to get all the rainbow things in there. It looks really pretty if you photograph the end look, but it's hard to photograph the jar. So I'm just going to be taking the Lit Water Resistant Base. This is more ideal, as the website states, for body art, but I do like to wear it because it's basically waterproof. So I'm going to keep my eyes as low as possible. And I'm just going to do that so that the glue doesn't transfer while it dries. If I raise them, the glue might go further up. Oh, sorry, this isn't the water resistant base. This is the regular one. I like them both. So I'm just going to wait for that to dry and we'll press it in. I guess I should state you don't want it to be too dry or it won't stick at all. You want it to be tacky. So I'm just going to press Barbie Shops in the areas where we place the white. I hope you can actually see that the shine in here is starting to kind of work with the pink undertones a little bit. That's because it has the pink pastel in it. So I'm just pressing that on the lid. I'm going to take, now I'm going to place Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner in Perfect Black. And what I like to do with this is only go part way And the reason being is because it's so inky, it'll transfer too easily if you put on much more. So I'm just going to start budging it in or smudging it out so that it kind of follows the whole width of the waterline. This actually makes for wearing pink on the lower lash line really easy. So we're just going to take that down a little bit so it's not all crazy on the upper portion and all naked on the bottom. So we're just going to take this up on the Diluting Tool 716 and we're going to smudge that pink on the bottom so it almost looks duochrome-y. This color is actually almost kind of duochrome-y. It almost reminds me of Stars and Rockets, which is interesting. Not quite Stars and Rockets. It's like a mix of like Urban Decay's Fishnet meets Urban Decay's Woodstock, which neither one of those are vegan colors. So if you're looking for something like that, check out Awful Nice. So for the upper lash line, I'm just going to be taking my usual Urban Decay 24/7 liquid liner, and this is in Perversion. It's just a matte black, or it dries to a matte black. And I'm just going to start doing a medium line in the outer bit and try to keep this low so you can see it. Sometimes it's really hard with the camera to not get the back of the wand in your face. So I'm just going to try to keep my hand low, pull that in a little ways so you can see what I'm doing. I hope that was cool, easier. And then for the outer corner, you have an outer tear duct and an inner tear duct. So what you're going to do is draw a little flick from your outer tear duct and then flick it up so it kind of angles up with the back, or right here, your eyebrow tail. So if you were to draw a diagonal line, it would keep on going to your eyebrow. That's the easiest way to do kind of like a foolproof winged eye. So for the face, I've just popped on my Pumpkin and Poppy Cosmetics foundation over the top of my Mary Kay Timewise Luminous. So my face is really glowy because it's such a luminous foundation that Pumpkin Poppy just sort of dries out some of the dampness to it. Underneath the eyes, I put on the Milani HD Advanced Concealer in shade number 1 just to brighten up that whole area. And then I took my EcoTools brush and stippled on a little bit of Lorelei, which is a dupe of NARS Exhibit A. It's super red. So basically I tapped everything out of this brush so that it only had a slight bit of pigmentation left in the actual brush, just so that it worked a little bit nicer. Now I'm going to be taking Little Rock, which is supposed to be her highlight. Marilyn Monroe's highlight, just a nice pink highlighter. And I'm going to pop this on with the Diluting Tool 787 because all the other brushes are way too dirty to use again for this. So I'm just going to take a new one. It's a very wide fluffy brush, which is great for the face. You could also use it under the brow bone as well, or all over the eye. Just a strong amount in the back. And then over the Cupid's bow, if you want to sort of mimic the Marilyn Monroe pout, the puffier pout, larger lip pout, whatever you want to call it. And really just sort of make the face very glowy. And then for the lips, I popped on a little bit of Platinum Blonde. The packaging for her lipsticks are really beautiful and simple. And I just popped that on. And I just layered it over chapstick or lip balm, sorry. And just for a really glowy lip. So I hope that you enjoyed my my look from Veggie Beauty's Pumpkin Poppy Valentine's Day collection. It's so cute, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's adorable. So go check it out if you hadn't. It'll only be available till March 1st. And yeah, thanks for watching.